Welcome back to JNS Daily Drives, everyone. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be looking at this Jaguar XE. In today's video, we're going to take it for a spin, see what the car is all about, go over the exterior as well as the interior, find out what this car is made of. Let's go. Now let's go ahead and talk about the exterior of the XE. I think it looks very aggressive. I love the design to it. I love the Jaguar logo down here. The wheels look very good as well. The overall design of the car, it's very aesthetically pleasing, and I love when it pulls up. It just looks mean. Now let's talk about trunk space. Right here is going to be the size of the storage area with the seats folded normally. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back here and see if I fit. Let's take a quick look at the engine here. So this engine is a 2-liter turbocharged diesel, which produces 180 horsepower and 319 pound-feet of torque. Let's hear how it sounds. Now, from inside and out, we've obviously done the outside. Now let's hop on the inside and go for a drive. Before we go on with the rest of this review, I'd like to say a special thank you to Calgary LAND ROVER Jaguar. They're the ones who loaned me this car for today. Special shout out to you guys. They have an extremely welcoming staff who are going to help you find your next car. Go check them out. There's a link in the description below for this exact car, as well as their website. So now that we're in the car, we're driving it, we're getting a sense of what it feels like. Let's go over that powertrain and the transmission that it's mated to. So it's a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine, which produces 180 horsepower and 319 pound-feet of torque. Now that's all mated to this 8-speed transmission, which I can tell you is fantastic. It's so smooth. It's like butter. It's awesome. I love this transmission. This is the same transmission that they feature in a variety of other cars. Now if I throw it over into sport mode, now I'm in sport mode. Now that I'm in sport mode, I can play around with the transmission a little bit more. It's a little bit more responsive, especially when I'm downshifting and upshifting. It's just really quick. Plus, when you're in sport mode too, it shows you the gear that you're in right in the middle of the dial. Now the Jaguar XE is a great entry-level luxury car. It's extremely comfortable in here. Like when I say extremely, I mean extremely. You go over these bumps, and because it's got just the smoothest of suspensions, you don't feel anything at all. It makes it feel like you're in a much more expensive car than you actually are. Prices start around $43,000, and in this model, while it's used, it's still about $42,000. It's a wonderful car, especially driving around normally. Extremely comfortable, as I said, and it's just easy to drive. Now let's talk about handling on the Jaguar XE. Now I'm in dynamic mode, and I'm also in sport mode on the transmission, so I'm going to throw it into manual 4, 3. Now keep in mind that this is a diesel engine. It's not a very high revving engine, but that being said, it gives me enough power to get through these, and these turns are wonderful. There's a tad bit of body roll. Obviously you're not going to get the best handling out of a diesel, but that being said, it handles incredibly well for what it is. An entry-level luxury diesel car, which handles like a true sports car. It's quite impressive. One of the things that's incredibly impressive about this vehicle is its brakes. It handles it so well. You know, it's got quite a bit of weight to it, but when you hammer on those brakes, it stops you instantly. Now let's go over the build quality and how the overall interior materials feel. And obviously, being a Jaguar, part of Range Rover and Land Rover, it's top-notch quality. Obviously, I have leather everywhere. Even the plastics are nice to the touch. I love this center console here with the nice raising dial for your, park, reverse, neutral drive. It feels very good in here. The seats are very soft, very comfortable. Have nice side bolstering as well to hold you in corners. Also, ergonomically speaking, the layout is wonderful as well. You've got your window switches up here and you've got your seat presets down here. You also have this nice Meridian stereo system that wraps around the entire front of the dashboard. It's very clean and very beautiful. In terms of the infotainment screen, it works. Everything is pretty easy to use. You've got media, phone, climate. You can control everything through the little screen right there. You've got my cameras. I can pop them open at whatever speed I'm going, so that's kind of cool as well. Honestly, the overall interior features and the comfort of the interior, top notch, wonderful inside of here. Now the thing about the Jaguar XE is it's very underrated. It competes with the likes of the BMW 3 Series, the Audi A4, and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Now I've driven a newer generation BMW 3 Series. I haven't driven either of the other two. I can't comment on either of those, but I can tell you that this car is much easier and much better to drive than the BMW 3 Series. Dynamically speaking, this car is definitely a little bit better than the BMW 3 Series, but that being said, they're both great cars, in my opinion. No, keep in mind, this is my opinion, so in the comments below, don't go saying, oh, you said this, you said that. It's my opinion. I would take the XE over the 3 Series. I'd love to drive the supercharged XE and compare that to the likes of the 340. We'll see if we can do that. In terms of the way this car drives, it's so easy. I can't believe how easy cars are getting to drive these days. You get into a nice, fancy, expensive luxury car. You have a turn dial for the gear selector where it would normally be normal. And it's just so easy to drive. All I do is simply put my foot on the brake, turn the dial to drive, and it's so easy. Because it's a diesel engine, it's got that nice low down torque. It feels great, it's very smooth. In terms of maneuverability of this vehicle as well, it's top notch. You have really no issues maneuvering around at all. It's a pretty small car, so it's easy to get around everywhere. Now let's talk about the fuel economy of the XE. Now the XE has an incredibly fuel efficient diesel engine. In the city, you're going to average about 7.8 liters per 100 kilometer, which is a fantastic number to get in the city, especially out of a Jag. Now, let's talk about highway fuel economy. Highway, you're going to get even better at 5.8. 5.8 liters per 100 kilometer is, well, there's no other way to put it, but it's fantastic. You're never going to have to worry about filling up with diesel because it's always going to be full. Now, one of the biggest differences between the BMW 3 Series and the Jaguar XE is the fact that the BMW has a starting price of $53,000 Canadian, which is expensive for a 3 Series BMW. That is, it's expensive. But for the Jag, it's $43,000. So there's a $10,000 difference in price. And frankly, I don't know why you wouldn't go with the Jag route. The BMW, it's a BMW, but this is amazing. This is a fantastic car to be in. It looks beautiful, it's so aggressive, it's got great dynamic, it just feels so well put together that I think, honestly, I'd rather have this over a BMW 3 Series. And that effectively ends today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. If you have any questions or concerns, make sure to leave it in the comment section below as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We look forward to seeing you next video. I'm spinning outside, no window. I'm spinning outside, no